When I normally build my dioramas, they take about a month, but this project is much, much bigger. The first batch of figures I completed are the Raccoon City Police Department officers, 4 of them who are actually New York Police Department that I've changed to another purpose. Now, I wanted to include as many of the characters from both franchises, from the computer games and the movies. The first one is Leon Kennedy. Next up were the Stars, the Special Tactics and Rescue Service. This is Sergeant Wells, who you may remember came to an untimely end in Resident Evil. So I figured if we were going to have someone exposing what Umbrella Corporation had been up to, I'd better have some members of the press. I've now built and painted some members of the Umbrella Security Squad. I've also used the same figures that I used previously, so they are originally New York cops, but I've repurposed them. This trooper will be someone who's injured and he's being pulled to safety by a colleague and friend. This is Rain Ocampo, one of the Umbrella Commandos. She's actually played by Michelle Rodriguez in the movie. And from the same squad, this is Nikolai and Carlos Oliveira. The Commando Squad is led by James Shade, call sign 1. In my scenario for my diorama, there is an Umbrella Special Ops team that's been called in to rescue particular high-ranking Umbrella staff, and also the last of the T-Virus and the antidote. In my diorama, several Umbrella security staff have also been bitten and turned. These are them. Meet Luther West, basketball star turned zombie killer. And this is Claire Redfield, who features in most of the games and almost all of the movies. Called in to help fight the zombie apocalypse that's happening in the Hive are US Special Forces. I've built various of them. At the moment, they've had a first coat of paint. They still have to have their 7-color camouflage. I've kind of put that off because it's a bit daunting, but that's probably the next stage that I will do. I bought and built each of them with a purpose. I know exactly where they're supposed to go. Some will be engaged in hand-to-hand fighting. Some will be trying to get out of there. There is one guy who is going to be pressing an elevator button. There are others helping wounded comrades out. There are also some that are engaged in some serious hand-to-hand combat with the zombies. This is a guy who will be hoisting a colleague over his shoulder. These two on the outside will be pulling the middle guy along. He's wounded. This soldier is giving another one first aid and offering him water. This trooper will be on one of the staircases that I'm building. He will be pointing downward, shooting at zombies trying to climb the stairs. And this is the guy who will be pressing the elevator button, trying to get them out of there. This trooper is going to be jumping over a balcony. And here's the guy with the walkie-talkie who's radioing for help from the surface. Now, some of the soldiers have unfortunately been turned, and these are the US Army zombies.
My name is Alice. I worked for the Umbrella Corporation. There was an accident, and everybody died. The trouble was, they didn't stay dead.
Now, the first vehicle that I've built for the diorama, which is going to be on the top surface, is this Raccoon City Police Department SUV. It was originally just a standard kit of a Japanese SUV, but I got hold of decals to try and convert it and make it look as authentic as possible for my purpose. This Humvee will be painted all black for the Umbrella Assassin Squad. And our heroine Alice, of course, gets a motorcycle. The Stars rescue team will have what is actually a Russian Tiger armored car, but it will be a Stars vehicle. Soldiers on the ground level will be coming to their rescue in a Striker armored personnel carrier. Now, I've got some very basic plastic zombies that will be used for crowd scenes, but I also have some featured zombies which are much higher quality, and they will be front and center. Now if you know the movies, you know that none of them are complete without creatures called the Licker and also Project Nemesis. A few more featured characters. There is the Red Queen. There's also going to be Dr. Isaacs, but I have to change the head because that looks like Albert Einstein. And also Albert Wesker. I'll change his head. I'm going to work out how to get sunglasses on him. I'm going to try and build a hive as inexpensively as possible, so I'll be using all sorts of spares and bits and pieces. What you see on the screen now are $1 items that I got from the dollar store for some action figures. So I'll put them on the walls, maybe in the offices, make them look cool. And I've managed to amass quite a lot of plastic bubble wrap, plastic sheeting, all sorts of bits and pieces that I think I'll be able to use to build a hive and make it look convincing. So that's about it. I've just got to get on with the building. It's going to take a few months, so that's why I thought I would do an update. This is the first one. Hopefully by the next one, more of the figures will be built and things will have started to take shape. I should have finished the vehicles by then, I'm hoping. But I think the build of the hive itself is going to be the longest process. So stay tuned.